Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the most unpredictable weather of all time. 80 to 40 to who knows what, but I hope you all got outside a little this weekend. I know I got a little bit of sun. Not as much as Kurt Church, I don't think, but anyway, welcome. Welcome to our April 25th meeting, the last one for April. Please silence any cell phones. And at this time, I would like to invite Anna Marie Colin and Angie Jones up to the podium. Anna Marie is going to do a reflection. And Angie will start the pledge.
You want me to go first?
You first.
Let us pray. Creator and sustainer of all that is or will ever be, accept our thanks for this day and all its blessings. We ask that you guide and direct our club, its leaders, and our actions. Grant that each of us may feel our responsibility to Rotary, to our community, to our country, and indeed to all countries and peoples, no matter how different we are. And it is good to recognize how different we are, even for those gathered here today. Our talents, our dreams, our backgrounds, our occupations. It is good to know that when you created each of us, you broke the mold. No one is exactly like anyone else. Even our thumbprint and our voice track tell us how unique we are. Yet we thank you that we can take these differences and mobilize them for the good of our Rotary and our community. In our differences, we can think the same thoughts and move together toward a common goal. Bless us as we meet together. Thank you for our individuality and also for our common bond. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, ladies. Of course, Anna Marie had to pop the mic up a little. Thank you, Anna Marie, and thank you, Angie. I'd also like to thank Brightview Health, April's monthly sponsor, and thanks, Jean Dries. Do we have any visiting Rotarians and guests? And if you would come to the floor mic and introduce them. We've hidden the floor mic around this column here.
There we go. Hi, Carol Sopchak. I'm a new Rotarian, and I would like to introduce my guest, Lauren Pietrek. And Lauren is fairly new to Toledo and new to the Greater Toledo Community Foundation. She's a director of philanthropy, so she is being mentored by Bridget Holt, who many of us know. So welcome, Lauren.
Thank you.
Lauren.
President Bob and fellow Rotarians, today I have my friend with me, Kelsey Rader, who is the Assistant Director of Communications here at the Toledo Lucas County Library.
Welcome, Kelsey.
Hello, President Bob. I have Crystal Harris-Darnell here with me, Director of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion for Lucas County, and she's happy to be here.
Welcome, Crystal.
Hi, President Bob. Visiting Rotarian, Pat Gorey from the Oregon Northwood Club, and I'm here with the Vassar Memorial Golf Tournament for our presentation.
Wonderful. Next, Murph, you're around here somewhere. Would you like to please come up and tell us about that Vassar golf outing? Yeah, I'm ready. Are you ready? Yep. That's they put it on my script this way, so I guess that's how I do it.
They didn't give me a script. So come on up, everybody. I guess it's time for us to hand over the cash.
Murph, use this, please.
The Vassar Golf Outing has been held every year. This is our what? Will this be our 8th, 9th, 10th? This year will be our 10th honoring of Jim Vassar, who left us very early in life, and we've been honoring his contribution to the Rotary Club ever since. So who's going to talk here? You? You, Leslie?
Sure.
This is Leslie Vassar, his wife.
So we're very pleased to be able to present a check again this year. We've done it every year since we started to Downtown Toledo Rotary. We chose this as one of our charities, thank you, because of Jim's commitment to it and how important he felt it was. We also, he passed away from a brain tumor, so we also give money to the American Brain Tumor Association and also to ProMedica Total Rehab to help fund projects that he felt passionate about. So we're so fortunate to do this. Jim loved his time in Rotary, was involved in a good number of committees, and I don't know, he's been gone a while now, but hopefully some people still remember him. And we're so pleased to be able to do this. And bringing up the next generation, this is my youngest son, Sam, my oldest son, Jacob. And then we also have Ken Finley. Ken serves as our treasurer for our committee, Pat Gorey, and of course Murph and Steve Miller back there, who, you know, shuns the limelight. He doesn't like to be recognized. He doesn't like to be recognized. He just didn't want to outshine all of us. So we're very pleased this year. What's that? To be able to give you the last 2 years, since we weren't able to donate last year because of COVID. But this year, for the past 2 years, we're donating $10,600 to go towards your projects.
Thank you.
Here's the real check. He's excited.
Murph gets the real one. I just get this. Thank you so
Real hard to
much.
put in the ATM.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Okay, great.
Thank you. Really appreciate all you've done for Toledo Rotary. And hopefully the outing will continue for some time. It's a really good cause.
September 10th.
All right, September 10th. And where is it going to be? All right. Just a reminder, we still have that district car raffle. $100 for one ticket. I think you get 3 for $200 and 7 for $400, something like that. You can look it up on the district website. I want to remind everyone, please keep bringing guests. Come to our meetings and bring a guest. There's a lot of, I'm sure you know a lot of business leaders out there, and they would like to come and they would like to be invited. So bring your guests. We had a club assembly last Thursday, and that's club chairman, vice chairman, and some of the board members. And we had some really good discussions, and we're looking forward into Cindy's year. We talked about transformational projects, member development and engagement, and community impact and public image. And we had some breakout groups, and we came up with a lot of really good ideas, and Cindy is putting them all together. And whether she knows it or not, in a week or two, I'll have her come up and she can kind of summarize that for us. And what we're going to be doing in the next year while she's president. Next, I would like to introduce Sierra Hutton, who actually was at that meeting, and she's going to introduce today's speaker. Thank you, Sierra.
Hi, good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. You put a mic in front of me and I swear I'm like back on my bike at Cycle Bar. Sorry. Okay, so I am so excited to introduce Nina Corder, who is the managing and founding director of Women of Toledo and one of my many friends. I'm so excited for her to be here. She's incredible. I had a whole script to read off to y'all, but she told me not to, that she's actually going to just like talk about herself. So I'm just going to say, welcome, Nina. Here you go. The floor is all yours.
All right. So I want to make sure that this working. Ooh, okay. There you go. All right. Good afternoon. How are we doing today? Good, good. First, just let me say I'm simply grateful and thank you for this opportunity to share our organization story, our current research, and also perhaps an opportunity that we can work together. Before I share our story, let me share a little bit about myself. That's why I mentioned to Sarah, well, maybe you don't have to introduce me. Let me just talk about myself a little bit, right? Not much in detail, but the reason why I want to introduce myself because I want you to be able to relate why I am so passionate on the work that we are doing here at Women of Toledo. I am originally from a Southeast Asia region, a country called Malaysia. I do not want to assume people know where Malaysia is. To the north, it's bordered by Thailand. To the south of Singapore. Many people know Singapore from the Crazy Rich Asian movie. I am from the capital city, Kuala Lumpur. To just cut the story short, it is about 24 hours and 15 minutes flight from Detroit to Kuala Lumpur. So I received my early education in Malaysia, came to Toledo, Ohio to pursue my bachelor degree as an international student in University of Toledo. Long story short, met my now husband, who is born and raised in Toledo. That's why I have a little heart here in the United States. While waiting for my green card process, that's another story that we should talk about. However, we won't talk about that today. We decided to start a family. So when my daughter started preschool, I began my journey as a graduate student. My interest in challenging the status quo began with my first research for my graduate thesis on student services. I saw the need for a higher institution to provide after-hours services and find best practices to support adult non-traditional student return to learning, like myself. Again, this is way, way back, 90s. There's no after-school service hour for non-traditional students. So I had an opportunity to write a thesis, and we were able to pilot a program and support a new college called Adult Lifelong Learner at UT, and help implement program service for non-traditional students. Then I continued to my doctorate degree. While in school, I also explored entrepreneurship and networking, which once again piqued my interest to understand organization culture in networking group and its community. In specific, how diverse individuals who were not born here, grew up, and go to school in the area find ways to connect, adapt within its community that now they live, work, and raise family. In another way, a simple way to say is, how do you find value in transitioning within the community that is not given to you? A community that I was born and raised here. How do I find to adapt and my sense of belonging? Because of curiosity, I discovered more than what I bargained for. And it is a happy bargain. We did a focus group as a part of my dissertation, and the culture and the energy that evolved from the original focus group was something I never experienced before. You discover many stories shared, life lessons, and experience should not be ignored. The group evolved and stretched from its capacity from a focus group and turned to an educational forum of success story. Ordinary and extraordinary story, whether from immigrant, refugee, expat, and even our own community, were told, unpacking the reality of being a woman, a wife, a mother, a sister, a leader, an artist, and other barriers and biases women encounter every day in our life within this community and globally. Okay. When a woman shares her story, we all learn to respectfully listen, learn to relearn, and suddenly become aware. Originally, mentorship grew as we offer and sought advice from one another. We educate, engage, empower one another, and the remarkable response, we see you, we hear you, you do matter. And we are here for you. Therefore, how can I help you? See, I told you a happy bargain. So since inception, we have served more than 5,000 individuals through our program and services. Our initiative focus on 4 elements: economic development, advocacy, mentorship, and her hub initiative. Our mission is simple: to educate, engage, empower women and youth to just keep moving forward, no matter where you were born, raised, live, work, or raise family. Using our 3E organization model, educating, engaging, empowering, we create sustainable solutions that elevate the quality of life and improve economic empowerment in the community in which, again, we live, work, play, and raise a family. Under our economic development, we do have a roundtable circle. We still keep our original of listening and focus group of a circle, talking circle. We also are part of the Toledo Business Growth Collaborative and Community Navigator. We also have a women's circle where women just come together and have conversation and find ways to support each other. And our mentorship is Discovery, where we help now with women and young women in transitioning. And our hub is more for directory and marketing service, where I'll talk a little bit about the Accelerator Fund and also the networking opportunity. Here's some of our input. Just want to give you brief, the highlight. We were able to organize 6 advocacy economic development awareness programs, 26 talking circles with various topic sessions for specific target group. We also do 7 sessions of speed networking to serve underserved youth and Discovery mentee. Total last year, we put about 39 program session activities serving more than 1,051 participants. Some of the outcome from that, we have 38 individuals now have a capacity for resources, referral, and job references. We have 59 women-owned business improve their economic advancement through the network connection, collaboration. We also were able to help 7 women businesses secure grant and loan to expand their business and scale up. And 6 of our young women, we adopt them as our apprentice, and they learn day-to-day real-life experience working in advocacy, women campaign, issues, side along our task force. But my proudest moment last year through our advocacy effort for DEI, we organized 2 in-person community culture heritage advocacy campaign, which highlighted minority women-owned business. In February, during Black History Month, we featured 19 Black women-owned business attended by 75 community members. In May, we did Asian Heritage Month and featured 11 Asian women-owned business, which attended by 200 community members. So with our mission to really educate our community on diversity and learning about culture heritage, we have exposed more than 200 community members on that. So more than ever, we are committed in serving, supporting our women and minority community to elevate their quality of life. My favorite program, and I believe one of our impactful programs, is our mentoring program. Last year, more than 45 individuals have certain capacity to improve their economic empowerment, either through resources, job, and referral. Other than the 7-group speed mentoring, we also offer 101 mentoring service. Last year, our 101 mentorship program reported over 350 hours mentorship session. That's average almost 1 hour that our mentee receives support from a mentor on a daily basis. And here's some of the testimonial from our young women. We believe every woman has the potential to be successful. Research has shown that when a woman is empowered and economy sustained, so do her family, the neighborhood, community, and the country. However, not all of us have the connection and opportunity and visibility to do so. Therefore, Women of Toledo provide platforms that create connection, mentorship, visibility, and opportunity while you explore your value and belonging in the community. And here's about our hub, and I do have a video. Do I just push? No. No. There you go. We got it.
I absolutely love this community because it's like-minded individuals. We're all here to support each other, network, and inspire.
We have a great sport. All the women are strong, and we all come together.
And I especially love at Christmas time using the gift bags to shop local and female homes.
And also, it's like a sisterhood and a family. I attend most of the events that they have.
It's the tribe that you get of all the empowering, motivating, and inspiring women.
The social media aspect, like continuing to share everything I put on my personal Instagram or Facebook.
The women that I meet, able to connect with, to collaborate with on different projects has just been simply awesome.
Friends, a lot of great business connections as well. It's just a fantastic way to network and to meet other women in the community.
They give you a wonderful social media presence. They shout out. They come and see you, actually come to your space and see you and love you and support you. I cannot recommend it enough.
Thank you. So that's a little bit about our community and what we do at Women of Toledo. Pretty much we create a community that feel belong, like we love you, we support you, and we see you every single day, every single week, and see how we can help you. But the reason why I'm here today is to talk about the research that I've been working on. Something is very dear to my heart. No matter what, you can't take the academia out from you. So I am so grateful that I have a board member that gave me a sabbatical, even though I'm not in academia, that I be able to do some of the research work. So two of the research work that I'm working on and still working on, and we did kind of have a little bit outcome on the network gap. Thank you to many of you here. It's the network gap. So it is a new term, some of you might be familiar with it. Two people with equal talent should have equal access to opportunity, but some people do not have the right connection or community to help them land the job or business opportunity they want. LinkedIn call it network gap. So show of hand, how many of you heard about network gap? Great. And after today, how many of you heard about network gap? There you go. In simple terms, if you live in a wealthy neighborhood, you are 3 times more likely to have a strong professional network, whereas attending a leading university renders you twice as likely to have one. The data backs an important question. What happens if you were not born into the opportunity or do not have access to the professional network that can be a source of referral? In other words, what happens when you do not have the network needed to get economy opportunity or business referral that is right for you? What happens if you're not born and raised here in Toledo, right? So for the past decade, economists, government, and private sector professionals have focused on solutions such as accessibility, quality education to bridge the skill divide among many other things. But an often overlooked asset to address economic inequality in business is networking. Networking is not new, and certainly not in our community. The COVID-19 itself have magnified this gap. Disproportion impacted female community that were already facing barriers in workplace and marketplace. This means that networking will become even more important as people look for new jobs and opportunities to grow their business. Here's some of the stats about how we can close the gap and look at it. 7 in 10 jobs are landed through networking. 200% more opportunity in wealthy zip code, which we already know that zip code matter. That is where the Fair Housing did their research. 8 in 10 adults fear stigma about their upbringing. A recent Milk Round study, 80% of students and graduates say that they fear that coming from a lower socioeconomic background will negatively impact their career. 22% of students in poverty don't graduate high school. 15.6% less spent on students in high poverty district. This is our study. 3 in 4 college students fear they won't graduate. In a 2020 survey for undergraduates, 77% of students say they are feared they won't be able to stay on track to graduate through hardship caused by COVID. So can Network Gap solve that? So we did pilot a program right after COVID, and with the support of the Toledo Rotary and Toledo Business Growth Collaborative funding pool, we introduced Accelerator Fund to bridge the network gap. What we do is put money in underserved women-owned business to go and network. Surprisingly, we find out that a lot of women-owned business, they don't even have $199 to join a networking group. So how can we help with that? So we create that. And we are still continue working with many mentors and mentees to make sure, especially mentors, to make sure they don't just go to the networking, but they stay in that networking group. Because it's much more harder for you to, like, it's not hard for you to join any networking, but it's harder to stay when you don't feel belong. So with the mentorship program that we're trying to introduce as a second phase, that they be able to have a network here, pretty much make them feel welcome. I was really nervous today. You can ask Sierra. I've been texting her all week. As much as she looked up to me, I look up to her today. Because of her, I feel comfortable being here. Because of that mentorship. So how about the women's advocacy? We do have a task force that help lead, support, assist, education, engaging, empowering our female community pertaining to our current political, economic, and social issue. From how to solve the network gap, we also added the advocacy component to it. One of it is we just recently, on March 21st, introduced Northwest Ohio Women Business Council. Under the Women Toledo Economic Development, this council of 9 strive to promote, support, and celebrate entrepreneurship by recognizing a diverse group of women entrepreneurs that have achieved success and contribute to the economic well-being. Why do we introduce the council other than reaching out for the bridging of network gap? In 2021, the City of Toledo received its result from the City Equitable Entrepreneurial Ecosystem Scorecard through a partnership with Forward City. Have you heard that research? Okay, we have to talk about that. So the research is about vision that every entrepreneur have an equitable opportunity and access to develop, launch, and grow a business that create wealth for themselves, their family, and their community. There is 4 essential categories for entrepreneurship to be successful in our ecosystem: people, program, network, and narrative. We score very low. 2.7 out of 25. When it comes to narrative pertaining identity and storytelling of ecosystem, highlighting diversity of our community in entrepreneurship. So one way to improve the development of this and the network is to create a recognition of excellence for entrepreneur and the ecosystem leader. So our business council strive to promote, support, and celebrate entrepreneurship. We are introducing a new award program that we can recognize excellence, but not just for excellence, but we also want to provide a better narrative of identity and storytelling of diverse women business. At the same time, with the storytelling, we can increase visibility and opportunity to close the economic inequality, the network gap in the area. So that's my exciting news for the network gap. Another news that I want to share is, of course, we don't forget about our young people, the young generation. They are the next generation that is going to be the leader. Our Young Women Circle initiative offers opportunity for intersectional and young women aged 12 to 26 to build empowerment. We create space with intersectional and marginalized young women that can interact with their mentor circle. So in the past 7 years, we average about 220 young women that we serve annually. Right before COVID, again, going back to our core originally, we did a focus group with our young women group to understand how we can do better to serve them. And one of their requests is, we want to play with power tools. All right, and then COVID happened. So this summer, with the support from City of Toledo Parks and Youth Services, we are bringing Girls Garage from California to Toledo. This is really, really exciting. Toledo Girls Hub is a STEM program for girls and young women 13 to 24 to learn carpentry, architecture, activism art, to equip them with fearless youth. So we're going to have an intensive summer program that we're going to pilot here, where how they use tools to build real-world projects and connect with their community. And we're not going to be doing it alone. We're going to have a mentor support from local STEM group, Women in Construction, NAWIC, Women in Manufacturing, Women in Science, and American Institute Architect. So we are really, really excited. Our young woman, who's the builder, their first project is building a chair, building a seat at a table. Your seat is your identity, what you care about. The table is where decisions are made. Bring your seat to the table. You probably heard Congresswoman Shirley mention, if they don't give you a seat at the table, bring a folding chair. So we are teaching the girls how to build their own chair at any table so that they can solve any issue that they see in this world. So we are really excited because we know that only 27% of STEM workers and 10.3% of construction jobs are held by women. So we need to fix that data. We know women is underrepresented in STEM and trade, and we know we already have a big gap on the trade and construction at this current moment. So with that, that is the current project that we want to introduce to Toledo. How to get involved with our organization. You can attend, you can volunteer, you can support, and you can partner. As closing, as much as I believe the organization is helping, mentoring, and serving women in our community, in early years, I needed it for myself. I am and will always be an immigrant. I am and always be interracial, interculture, interfaith family. In one word, intersectional. I came to know intersection as a term used to describe how people divert characteristics they force them to override how streets have intersect. Often being an intersectional family is a lonely road. You don't completely fit in your community of origin because you adopt some of the characteristics of your partner. And then you don't fit within their community because you are an outsider. If you haven't had someone from the adopted community take you under the wing, mentor you and teach you the way, you fumble your way through it and never really get it right, even if you do your best to assimilate. I finally call this city home. I do believe it is because of the mentor, the peer, and the community. As I continue to support bridging the network gap, more and more I close my own network gap. I knew that I needed strong, empowered women around me. Fortunately, I discovered my sense of belonging. They see me, they hear me, I do matter. As closing, perhaps you heard this phrase before, you cannot give what you don't have. Women of Toledo and myself can create such platform because many of our leadership and team have discovered what we have, what it takes to give back, mentor, and serve our community. The biggest question is, how are you using what you learned today, the knowledge and the wisdom to create opportunities to others? Thank you. Anyone like to see this? Well, I have the opportunity to be in California and visit Girls Garage with Emily Pluton. It is an experience. We can't build a wood shop like they do, but we will. We'll start with our small space, but we're excited about piloting this summer and making it a program of Women of Toledo. So if any of you like to see what you can do, please take a look at the book. Any question? No question.
I have one quick question.
Okay.
How do women that are starting a business, how do they find out that you even exist? How do you get the word out?
How do you get word out? Oh. So like I mentioned, we are a part of the Toledo Business Growth Collaborative, which is about 14 agencies of entrepreneurs. That is SPDC, African American Chamber, Hispanic Chamber, Jumpstart, and many, many more, including the library, the business technology. We are a part of that group. They either can go to any one of them, and they can get connected to any of their services. But each of us, of our Business Growth Collaborative, we have specific program that we do. For Women of Toledo, it's more mentorship and networking. So if they come to us and say, I want to start a business, we do have an intake. We have 2 certified growth wheel business advisors. We kind of go through the intake and identify what is the gap, and then we refer them out to the agency that they need it. So if they say, I need a financial projection to do a loan, then we'll refer them to Jill Badger as SPDC, and to get that paperwork done and work with ECDI, Toledo List. But we are in social media, we are website, we welcome people to follow us. Our newsletter is only twice a month. Always have a lot of stories that we tell about women. Our blog is all about women's stories, so check it out. Yeah.
First, a comment. So, Nina, first of all, thank you very much for the Her Hub boxes.
Oh, yes.
You've checked the box for me on a recurring quarterly gift for my wife, so it's fantastic. We love getting that in the mail. Question for you about the ecosystem here in Northwest Ohio. How have you seen kind of the support for women-owned businesses over the time that you've been running this organization? And then what are things that we in the Rotary Club at Toledo can do to better support female entrepreneurs?
Thank you, Kevin. And thank you for your support through the For Her, By Her. What Kevin was referring is during COVID, we really want to help our women-owned business. So we created a box called For Her, By Her, where we purchased the product from our Her Hub member and created a subscription box. You probably know the subscription box. And then we put it together and we mailed it out. Over the year during COVID, we have put almost about $16,000 back in women-owned business through that subscription box during COVID to help them out. But the number one that I love about the box is how we got to teach women-owned business how to negotiate. You know, we came to them and say, we would like to purchase your candle for our box. We have a budget. And many of them do not know how to negotiate. And we always let them know, think big, supply chain, procurement. If you don't learn how to negotiate now, how do you want to get in supply chain? So we're really excited. Thank you for that support. Going back to your question, now I forgot your question. You mentioned that how you have seen it. our number itself jumped because a part of the business collaborative group, we were able to get the funding pool from many of the funders so that we can teach our ecosystem to collaborate more because we have enough resources and enough organization doing amazing stuff. But what we have not teach is how can we work together. So with this funding pool and having Jumpstart come to Toledo, it cannot teach all of us to let's work for the system and put the entrepreneur in the middle. Each of us identify through storming and norming, what are you good at? Focus on that. So we already identify mentoring and networking is something we're good at. And now we have a Northwest Ohio business mentoring program partnering with Hispanic Chamber and African American Chamber. Now you are tackling minority and women so that they feel safe to be a part of that mentorship. We have seen the number in our own door. We used to have a capacity to at least only do up to 50 general assistant and intake. Now with this funding pool, we were able to triple that number. This year itself, first quarter, we already have about 82 intake forms for women businesses. And because women don't make enough money at workplace, we see more and more women starting their own business to fill out that gap. They are passionate about that. So we see that how we are more, more relevant now than ever to be able to support that ecosystem in the ecosystem. And the question is how Rotary can help get involved. I talk about time, talent, treasure, influence. Attend, support, partner, and influence. First, get your cell phone out, like our Facebook page, go to the website, enroll in our newsletter. That's how you can support us. We are doing a service day for our he for she. He for she is a man that is an ally to Women of Toledo. It's a United Nations program that we brought into Toledo, a part of my fellowship with UN Women, where men is giving back as our ally and working on poverty eradication, inclusive economic growth. And on that service day, they can help us build the Girls Hub space. I believe it's going to be Saturday, May 13. May 14, 13 is Friday. So I'll let you all know. So if Rotarians want to help and come and volunteer and give your time for service day, we welcome you to come to our space.
I was wondering what the perspectives or insights that you brought with you from relations culture is enriching what you're doing.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I almost want to call, yes, Mayor Bell.
A lot about your organization.
Thank you.
And the one thing that I keep telling myself is that if men don't want to become extinct and not be able to sell products and be in business for themselves, they better help women because if women only buy from themselves, we're all going to be in big trouble. But my question is, do you do things for women that may not necessarily want to be an entrepreneur, but want to involve themselves in a career and the networking that you do? Are you trying to help women that say, I want to be an engineer or I want to be in construction or whatever, and then try to help close that income inequality gap within those industries that you're helping women get involved?
Yes, thank you. Quick question. We do have our discovery mentoring. If we go back to the slide where we have our 4 programming, our economic development do focus on marketplace, but our mentoring program and advocacy really focus on workplace, community, and family. Our discovery mentoring is 10 to 4 women that is in discovery, trying to change career, or I'm not sure what I'm doing, or I'm in transitioning, I just moved to Toledo. So they can still contact our office. We automatically will say, hey, do you like to meet a mentor? Because you can't be what you can't see. for them to be able to pair up with a mentor on whoever they're trying to be, saying that, hey, I want to climb leadership. I want to be a CEO of Owens Corning one day. So we make sure that they are paired up with a CEO for another organization so that they can see what they can be. Does that help you? Thank you.
Thank you so much. What a great presentation. I learned a lot that I didn't know. One thing, Nina, is as far as women negotiating, I had 4 daughters. I don't know if they were demanding or negotiating, but they seemed to win pretty often. In appreciation for this talk, this great talk, I'd like to give you a book called Historical Tales of Toledo, and it's by a prior president of Toledo Rotary. And you'll learn a lot about Toledo since it's your adopted hometown.
Yes, thank you.
And also, we'd like to make a donation to the Polio Plus program in your name.
Oh,
So,
thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
All right, who recognizes this? Your mail didn't come yet? Read it cover to cover. There's hardly anything on the back, but it tells you about the foundation. And keep up to date on that and make sure you donate. Our next meeting, one other thing. Does anybody get the blade? Carol, you want to stand up. Did you see the article on Carol's lamb cake? My wife is 100% Polish also, and we only had this half a lamb. We never had the whole thing. So. Next year, I'll catch up to you. All right, next meeting, May 2nd, right here, Law Day. Also, next May 3rd, who knows what May 3rd is to Toledo Rotary? Kevin does. He's not going to tell us, but I will. It's our 110th birthday. So, who knows? Maybe we'll have a cake. So, it's pretty impressive. That really wasn't where I was going with this. Maybe. A lot of meetings today. Membership committee is located across the way. If you go out of here to the right, room 10. Community Service Committee meeting also, room 11. It's down there by room 10. Imagine that. And the Finance Committee is going to meet right here. So vacate the area for us so we can get started with our meeting. With that, thank you so much, and we are adjourned.